Duet Night Abyss seemingly has some blatant theft. Let's start with the gameplay. Duet is an action combat shooter game. Characters can equip one melee and one ranged weapon, each having a unique playstyle. Great swords are slow but powerful. Katanas have multi-hitting slashes. Spears, oddly enough, are quick sweeping attacks rather than ranged pokes. Assault rifles are fast with consistent damage, grenade launchers can hit multiple enemies from a distance, dual pistols have consistent alternating shots, and more. Players also have great movement options, dodging, double jump, and a helix jump. Constantly chaining together all of your movement and weapon options is a blast, flying through the battlefield like an irritating deadly fly. But here's where the problems begin. The helix jump is a mechanic taken from Warframe. Now, I do not believe that any one game owns a gameplay mechanic. Just because Mario can jump on an enemy's head and kill it does not mean another game can't do the same thing. So Duet having a helix jump on its own is fine. But the animation is essentially a one-to-one copy, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Duet is riddled with stolen mechanics, animations, and to some extent designs. Characters have one skill and an ultimate. What they do can vary drastically from character to character. Hellfire's skill creates a burning field around her and her ultimate damages and taunts enemies. Combine these two abilities to force enemies to attack you and slowly burn them to death. Psyche's skill creates a clone that will explode after a short time, or you can use her skill again to manually destroy it. Her ultimate is a powered up state where she grows wings. She can then fly around, constantly shooting beams to hit enemies. Her skill also changes into a dash that summons little butterflies that will target and hit enemies. Float like a butterfly, sting like a different, more deadly butterfly. Truffle summons a pig that charges forward, sending enemies flying, and it will also heal allies around you. Her ultimate summons a gigantic pig. She can then ride it and charge into enemies herself or do a short combo. Beep beep. Combining movement with weapons and skills is a great gameplay loop, although I do think characters themselves are very limiting. Instead of one skill, I think the long-term enjoyment value would be better if characters had access to two skills instead of one. That one small change could add a lot to the player's enjoyment. Such as it is now, the core gameplay loop becomes very repetitive, very fast. I want to show you the ultimate animation for Castors from Honkai Star Rail. Now I want to show you this lady's ultimate animation. I'm sorry, but there is no defense. This is blatant theft. I want to make something clear. There is a difference between being inspired and ripping something off. If the developers saw Castor's ultimate and wanted to make their own version in Duet, that's fine. It's a really cool ultimate, so I can understand wanting to do that. This is not inspiration. But wait, there's more. How about character designs? Well, this is where things get tricky. It is pretty much impossible to make a truly unique character design. There are countless games, movies, TV shows, mangas, comics, books. Everything has been done to death. So if you really wanted to, you can find similarities in anything. For example, the Shovel Girl kinda looks like Hu Tao, but there's enough uniqueness to make Shovel Girl a distinct design. Brown pigtails don't exactly belong to mihoyo. Truffle kinda looks like Phoebe from Wuthering Waves, except Truffle was revealed back in 2023, long before Phoebe existed. But then again, a young blonde girl in a white dress isn't exactly a groundbreaking concept. If you really wanted to, you could probably find a character in a different piece of media, whether it be a video game, a movie, a comic, whatever, that looks a lot like Truffle. I've seen this same design concept countless times before. A big titty hot demon lady? Super original, definitely haven't seen that a billion times before. The generic soldier enemies and NPCs kinda look like they're from Final Fantasy XII. Is that a coincidence or is that theft? I don't know, to be honest. Also, this guy's hot. That has nothing to do with anything, I just like his possibly stolen design. I can't in good faith claim that any of the character designs were stolen. Maybe somewhere or maybe not. I haven't seen enough strong evidence to claim either way, but truth be told, a lot of the designs in this game aren't exactly super original, so like I said, you could probably find similar designs in a different piece of media if you really wanted to. To be clear, these are just the things that I'm aware of. Other animations, characters, and hell, maybe even the story could have been taken from somewhere else. Like the video so far and want to more directly support me? Become a channel member for just $5 a month. Click the join link in the description below or go to my channel page and click the join button. Thanks, I really appreciate it, and let's get on with the video. Demon wedges are this game's equipment system. They are how you increase your characters and weapons' various stats, besides the small bonuses from the level up system. You can equip 4 at first but slowly get access to 8 slots as you level up your character and weapons. Depending on the rarity, they can offer small enhancements to your attack, HP, crits, and more, but the higher the rarity, the more interesting things get. You have demon wedges that offer massive stat upgrades like this one, that increases 3 core stats, but then you have demon wedges that dramatically change gameplay. This one creates 3 shockwaves when you use a greatsword. This one changes your plunging attack when using a spear. Some will create a blast of elemental energy when you use a helix jump, and more. Now you need a very high account level, 40 specifically, to get access to these wedges, so sadly I wasn't able to use them myself because it takes a long time to get to that level. I'm barely in the low 30s after playing for 20 hours. And the best part? They have predetermined stats. You don't have to deal with a bullshit RNG system to hopefully get a good build. Like I mentioned earlier, while fun, the gameplay loop is very basic. Characters only have one skill and ultimate. Demon Wedges has the potential to make gameplay a lot more fun and engaging by offering a wide range of modifications. Something else that could expand the gameplay loop is unique weapons. There is an assault rifle that you can get that is actually a flamethrower. Unlike a normal assault rifle, it has a shorter range and can hit multiple enemies at the same time. Adding a wide range of unique weapons and demon wedges could give Duet a lot more staying power. Content is something Duet heavily struggles with. The game has a stamina system and there are multiple resource stages, and for some bizarre reason, all of them last at least 3 minutes if not longer. I don't have any problems with the daily grind being long, but I don't think the core gameplay loop is interesting or diverse enough to support how long these modes are. Most stages are some variation of a horde rush, but one of these is not like the other. Escort has you guide this car through a short hallway, but good god is it boring. The car itself moves slowly and you have to stand directly next to it. That would be fine if you didn't have to defeat enemies that will hide in random corners of the map as well. And the car itself can get destroyed. Enemies can shoot it, or these bombs will randomly spawn and blow it up. If it blows up, you fail and have to do the stage again. Escort aside, like I said, most of the other stages are just some slightly different variation of a horde mode. So the player is essentially playing the same mode over and over and over again. Something that I appreciate though is the fact that the Demon Wedge farming stage requires no stamina, so it's endlessly replayable. The story is surprisingly good, and the voice acting on average is great. Not only are the main / playable characters really good, even random one-off NPCs are great. The storytelling is shockingly strong, tackling dark subjects like racism, discrimination, and the horrors of war with the weight it deserves. You quite literally see a kid get shot trying to protect his grandpa. It's crazy. While not perfect, I think the story has potential to be genuinely amazing as long as the developers don't fall into the usual failures of gacha stories like the power of friendship or pandering to waifu-obsessed losers. Duet's gacha system is really good but also incredibly confusing. Premium character banners have 2 versions. The Destined version is a guaranteed banner with a pity system of 90 summons. Getting a 5-star is guaranteed to be the premium featured character. However, this is a one-time use banner. After getting a 5-star, it will disappear and you can only summon on the 50/50 pity version afterwards. Weapons don't have a destined banner, only a 50/50 banner with an 80 pity. However, you can get premium weapons completely for free as well. There is a crafting system in this game, and one of the things you can craft are weapons. You can get this unique item throughout the various game modes with a low chance to get the weapon blueprint. In order to use this item, you have to clear this specific stage, which once again is a horde mode. I don't know why this game is obsessed with horde modes, but yeah, it is what it is. Once you clear, you will randomly be able to select one of the 3 drops. Technically, you can get weapons for free, but with a 1% drop rate to get the premium ones. The standard weapons have a 25% chance of dropping. So yeah, this is going to be an incredibly rare occurrence for the premium weapons specifically. So what's confusing exactly? Well, in my opinion, I truly do not understand why this game is a gacha. The destined banner and the weapon blueprints and the fact that the developers on record have said that they want players to have characters and weapons makes me wonder why not just remove the gacha. Instead, this game should just be anime Warframe. Players can slowly grind for characters, weapons, cosmetics, etc. But if they want to speed up the process, they can just directly buy things instead of having to gamble. That would also justify all of the different modes being long and grindy. The trade-off for everything technically being free would be that you have to invest a lot of time. My conspiracy theory is that the developers originally wanted to make anime Warframe, but the higher-ups or the investors or somebody with power forced them to add a gacha. Why? Money, obviously. Time to tell you guys my secret. I'm actually a part of the curator program for this game, or I was, anyways. This video is not sponsored. Shocking, I know. Basically, the way it worked is that I would have to make a video or artwork or a guide or some kind of piece of content for Duet, and then I would have to submit it into the official program afterwards. There wasn't any direct relationship with the developers themselves. I joined before I realized how much of this game was blatantly stolen from other things. There is a very thin line separating inspiration from theft, and sadly, I think Duet crossed into theft. That is a very strong claim, so I don't say this lightly, but I believe that the evidence is strong enough that I can say that, and I don't feel comfortable supporting a game like this. The helix jump is one thing. Like I said, I don't think any one game owns a mechanic, but then you take into account the animations, specifically the Castor's one, and potentially some of the character designs, and potentially maybe even the story, and it just leaves me with a very ugly, dirty, just bad taste in my mouth. So while I was originally pretty excited for this game, I'm gonna quit the program and I do not plan on playing the official release. Duet has the potential to be a good game, but they need to make some massive changes, animations being the main focus. The game is still in beta, so the developers have time to fix these things. Anyways, if you liked the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to more directly support me, become a channel member for just $5 a month. Click the join link in the description or on my channel page. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.